Imagine watching your ex move on, not just with anyone, but with another famous A-list queen. And this wasn't just any man, it was the same man who once whispered sweet nothings to you. You won't believe what happened next. Tiffany Haddish found herself in exactly this situation, and what she said about Jennifer Hudson shocked fans everywhere. Let me tell you, this is how celebrity drama turns into a public spectacle. But here is the shocking part. Tiffany didn't just keep her feelings private. Instead, she used humor to speak her truth, and that's when the story really got messy. Tiffany Haddish and Common first met back in 2019 while working on a film together. By 2010, during the height of the pandemic, their friendship turned into a romance. Tiffany even called it the best relationship she ever had. Fans love seeing Tiffany, usually known for her bold and funny personality, open up about real love. But destiny took an unexpected turn. By late 2021, they quietly split. Common said it was because of distance and busy schedules, but Tiffany later hinted it wasn't that simple. She said the breakup didn't feel mutual. She joked about how Common would say, "You're too much," and then run to the next woman doing the same thing she did. This was the first sign that things behind the scenes were not smooth at all. Fast forward to 2023, and Common's name was now linked with Jennifer Hudson. They grew close while filming a thriller movie, and soon the rumors of a new romance started spreading fast. Paparazzi caught them having dinner, and Common was seen supporting Jennifer at public events. The chemistry between them was clear for everyone to see. Then came the craziest part. News broke that Common had proposed to Jennifer. Neither of them confirmed it directly, but Jennifer was spotted wearing a shiny ring, and both dropped hints about a future together. Suddenly, the man Tiffany once called her dream guy seemed ready to put a ring on another woman's finger. This is where the drama really exploded. Tiffany Haddish was known for using humor to deal with tough situations, but when she took the stage at the Laugh Factory just days after the proposal rumors went viral, her jokes were sharp and full of shade. She said things like, "Isn't it funny how some men say you're too much, then run to the next woman doing the same thing?" The audience laughed, but the internet exploded. Many fans thought she was throwing subtle shade at Jennifer Hudson, who has a calm and polished image, very different from Tiffany's bold and unfiltered style. But Tiffany wasn't done. She followed up with, "Some people get rings, others get receipts, and baby, I've got both." This wasn't just a joke anymore. It was a pointed message. Social media went wild, with hashtags like #Tiffany said what she said trending within hours. Some fans felt sympathy for Tiffany, saying it was heartbreak hiding behind comedy. Others thought she was being petty. The media jumped in, questioning whether Tiffany was using humor to heal or simply throwing public shade. What makes this story different is Tiffany's ability to mix raw emotion with comedy, keeping everyone guessing what she really felt. Now, the tension was visible. It wasn't just a breakup story. It showed real hurt feelings and the awkwardness of seeing your ex move on quickly. Tiffany's fans watched closely when she went live on Instagram, dropping all the comedy and speaking openly about her emotions. She said, "Sometimes the people who say they love you most are the ones who leave the quickest." Her voice wasn't angry. It was tired and reflective. She didn't say names, but it was clear who she meant. Then she hit everyone with a line that made people stop and think, "I'm happy for people finding love, but don't come smiling in my face like you weren't whispering in my ear last year." Oof, that line hit hard. Some viewers felt Tiffany had been blindsided, or maybe there was even some overlap between her breakup and Common's new relationship. At the same time, Tiffany reminded everyone that Hollywood is a small world, saying, "We all know each other, ain't no secrets, just silence." This showed how close and complicated the situation really was. Fans were split. Some gave her love and support. Others wondered why she kept bringing up the past. But one thing was clear: Tiffany's wounds were still fresh, and the news about the proposal wasn't helping to heal them. As Tiffany's words spread across social media, the story took an even more surprising turn. Reports came in that Common wasn't happy with how things were unfolding. According to insiders, he reached out to Tiffany privately, trying to calm the situation. But here is the shocking part. Some people said this was just damage control. Common wanted to make sure Tiffany didn't feel disrespected or blindsided by the news of his proposal to Jennifer. He insisted there was no overlap between his relationship with Tiffany and his romance with Jennifer, either emotionally or otherwise. Yet, Tiffany's public words told a different story. What makes this story different is how complicated their breakup seemed behind closed doors. Common even offered to go public with a statement, acknowledging Tiffany's importance in his life. But Tiffany reportedly declined. She said anything that needed to be said should have been said at the right time, not after the fact. This refusal only added fuel to the fire, making fans wonder if Common's attempt was truly about reconciliation or just about protecting his reputation. Common's past didn't help. He had a history of high-profile relationships, from Serena Williams to Erykah Badu and Angela Rye. Many people had already started calling him a serial dater. Now, with Tiffany speaking out and Jennifer in the spotlight, some fans felt Common's smooth image was starting to crack. The man known for his charming words and romantic lyrics suddenly looked like someone who moved on too fast, leaving behind a trail of heartbreak. But the story didn't stop with Tiffany and Common. Jennifer Hudson, usually very private, decided to respond in her own quiet way. Instead of engaging in public arguments, Jennifer posted a simple photo on Instagram. She smiled wearing the rumored engagement ring with the caption, "Peace is the real flex." Fans didn't think this was a coincidence. Jennifer was clearly sending a message showing that she was above the drama. What makes this story different? Jennifer's calm and elegant way of handling the situation made many respect her even more. A few days later, Jennifer talked about something very similar on her own show. She spoke about how sometimes people don't clap when you win and how your success can make others jealous. She didn't name names, but the crowd's knowing laughs showed they understood exactly who she was talking about. Insider sources said Jennifer knew about Tiffany's jokes and Instagram comments, but she chose not to get into a public back and forth. Instead, she focused on her love life, career, and keeping things drama-free. Fans were split. Some admired Jennifer for staying classy and not engaging in petty fights. Others thought she could have addressed the awkwardness more directly, especially since Jennifer and Tiffany once seemed friendly at industry events. But the truth was clear. Jennifer was unbothered. Her peaceful response made Tiffany's sharp jokes stand out even more. The tension was still very real, though. Tiffany's pain and humor clashed with Jennifer's quiet strength, while Common tried to manage his image in the middle of it all. You won't believe how this story was far from over, and it kept everyone guessing what would happen next. As the drama kept unfolding, the public and media were glued to every detail. Tiffany Haddish's boldness in speaking out didn't just make headlines. It sparked a larger conversation about heartbreak, healing, and the blurred lines between comedy and real pain. People began to see that Tiffany wasn't just throwing jokes, she was revealing her true feelings in the only way she knew how. This is where it gets interesting. Comedy became her shield and her sword, allowing her to express hurt without completely breaking down. Meanwhile, Common's private efforts to smooth things over with Tiffany didn't stop the rumors. Some insiders suggested that behind the scenes, things were still tense. Tiffany's refusal to accept a public statement from Common made fans question if there was still bitterness or if she wanted to keep her dignity by not appearing as someone who needed to be publicly recognized after the fact. This added a layer of complexity. Was this about closure, respect, or something deeper? But here is the shocking part. While all this was happening, Tiffany didn't hold back on social media. Her Instagram live sessions became more raw and emotional. At one point, she said, "You think you know someone, and then you see them do things that hurt you the most." She talked about trust, love, and the pain of feeling replaced. These moments connected deeply with fans who had gone through similar experiences. Many said Tiffany's honesty was refreshing and brave. The social media reaction was mixed. Some people sent her support saying, "We see you, Tiffany, you're not alone." Others criticized her for bringing up the past so publicly. But Tiffany's point was clear. She wanted to be heard, and she wanted people to understand that behind every joke, there was real emotion. This is how Tiffany kept her fans hooked, blending humor with heartbreak in a way that felt real and relatable. At the same time, Jennifer Hudson continued to stay above the drama. Her public silence and graceful responses made her the picture of strength and class. Fans admired how she didn't stoop to petty fights, even when the spotlight was on her. Some speculated that Jennifer's quiet confidence only made Tiffany's outspoken style stand out more. The contrast between the two women's reactions was striking and added fuel to the ongoing conversation. But the craziest part, despite all the public back and forth, there were rumors that Tiffany, Common, and Jennifer might have crossed paths at private industry events. Sources said the tension was sometimes visible, but everyone tried to keep things professional. This behind-the-scenes glimpse made the story feel even more real and raw. These weren't just headlines, but real people dealing with real feelings in a very public way. The controversy showed no signs of fading. With Tiffany's jokes going viral, Common trying to manage his reputation, and Jennifer calmly moving forward, the story had become a tangled web of love, loss, and public personas. What makes this story different is how it reveals the messy side of fame, the way personal relationships play out in front of millions, mixing truth, emotion, and media spectacle. Now here's the part where the story took an even more unexpected turn. As the public followed every move, Tiffany Haddish continued to show her true self, bold, honest, and unafraid to speak out. But destiny took an unexpected turn when rumors started swirling that Tiffany might be ready to move on herself. Fans noticed her spending more time with new friends and focusing on her career, signaling she was trying to heal and find happiness again. Yet, she never fully let go of the past, especially with Common and Jennifer's engagement still fresh in people's minds. What makes the story different is how each person handled the aftermath in their own way. Common tried to clean up the mess quietly, Jennifer kept her cool and grace, and Tiffany mixed humor with heartbreak to stay strong. But the craziest part is that none of them officially addressed the full story in public. Instead, the drama lived in jokes, Instagram posts, and subtle comments, leaving fans to piece the puzzle together themselves. This silence only made the story more mysterious and intriguing. But here's the shocking part. Despite all the public speculation and drama, those close to the trio say there's still respect between them, buried under the tension and media frenzy. Hollywood might be small, as Tiffany said, but it's also full of surprises. People who once seemed at odds might find a way to heal or even collaborate in the future. You won't believe how this story might still change, even after the headlines fade. In the end, this wasn't just a celebrity breakup story. It was about how real feelings, fame, and the public eye collide in ways that aren't always pretty. Tiffany's humor helped her cope, Jennifer's calm showed strength, and Common's attempts at peace revealed the complicated side of love and reputation. This is how a simple proposal turned into a headline-making saga full of emotion, laughter, and shade. So what makes this story different? It's the mix of raw honesty, unspoken feelings, and the way these stars manage to keep us hooked with every twist and turn. This is where it gets interesting, because in Hollywood, nothing is ever just black and white. There are always layers, secrets, and surprises waiting to be uncovered. Thank you for staying with me through this wild ride. If you thought this was just another celebrity gossip story, think again. This one had heart, humor, and drama all wrapped into one. What do you think will happen next? I'd love to hear your thoughts.